The 5 hunters sat around a table in the dim room. Blue light from the star map cast shadows on their faces. Their ship, the Ghost Runner *, floated in orbit around the planet Nexus. Tak, the leader, stood up. His gray skin and tall frame made him look powerful. He pressed a button on the table, and a human face appeared in the air above them. "This is our next target," Tak said. His voice was deep and calm. The human male called Han. June, who took care of the weapons, leaned forward. "A human. That's it." He laughed. "I thought we were hunting something dangerous." "Do not take this lightly," Tak said. "This human has escaped 3 hunting teams before us." The room went quiet. 3 teams? That was not normal. Nari, the tech expert, tapped on her screen. Her fingers moved fast as she pulled up more information. "It says here humans only found faster than light travel 30 years ago. They're new to space. They shouldn't be this hard to catch." "And yet he is," Tak said. He showed more pictures. The human in different places, always alone, always watching. "Our client wants him alive." "Who is the client?" asked Hyun. He was the smallest of the team, the one who moved without making a sound. "And why do they want this human?" Tak touched the screen again. A new face appeared, a Dracorian merchant with green scales and yellow eyes. "This is Yul, a rich trader from the Central Worlds. He will not say why he wants the human, but he offers 3 times our normal price." Kai, the scout with sharp eyes, whistled. "Triple pay. For one small human." "Yes," Tak nodded, "which means there is more to this human than we know." Tak zoomed in on the human's face. Han looked ordinary. Brown hair, brown eyes, tan skin. Nothing special. He could be any human from Earth. "What has he done?" asked Nari. "Reports say he has been moving from planet to planet, accessing computer systems, and then disappearing," Tak explained. "He has knowledge he should not have. He uses technology too advanced for a human." June cracked his knuckles. "Maybe he stole it. Humans are known for taking things that don't belong to them." "Perhaps," Tak said. "Our job is not to ask why. Our job is to find him and bring him to Yul." Hyun studied the face carefully. "Where is he now?" "Our last information puts him on Taraxis," Tak said. The team exchanged looks. Taraxis was a trading post at the edge of known space. It was rough, dangerous, and full of beings who didn't want to be found. "Why would he go there?" Ki asked. "To hide," Tak said. "Or to meet someone. Either way, that's where we're going." Nari pulled up a map of Taraxis. The place has over 50 bars, trading posts, and black markets. It will take time to search them all. "We have time," Tak said. "And we have this." He held up a small device. "It's tuned to detect human DNA from a distance of 50 steps. Humans have a unique genetic signature." Jum grinned. "So we just walk around until this thing beeps." "Easy hunt." "Nothing about this hunt will be easy," Tak warned. "Remember the 3 teams before us. They thought it would be easy too." The ship's computer announced they were ready for the jump to Taraxis. The team gathered their gear. "We leave in 1 hour," Tak said. "Prepare your equipment. Study the target. Know his face." As the others left the room, Tak stayed behind. He looked at the human's face floating above the table. There was something in those eyes. Not fear, not anger. Something else. Something that made Tak uneasy. "Who are you really?" he whispered to the image. "And why is someone willing to pay so much to find you?" The image gave no answer. But soon, Tak would find out. The hunt was about to begin. The trading post Taraxis was loud and crowded. Strange smells filled the air. Beings from 50 different worlds pushed past each other in the narrow streets. Lights of all colors flashed from shop signs. Hyun moved through the crowd like a shadow. The small hunter wore plain clothes to blend in. In his hand, he held the DNA tracker, It had been 3 days since they arrived on Taraxis. 3 days of searching. The device beeped softly. Hyun stopped and looked around. The signal was coming from a bar called The Last Jump. It was a dirty place with a broken sign. He touched the communicator on his wrist. "Tak, I found something. The Last Jump bar, in the east sector." "We're on our way," Tak's voice answered. "Watch him. Do not engage." Hyun entered the bar. Inside, it was dark and smoky. All kinds of aliens sat at tables, drinking and talking. Hyun's eyes moved from face to face. There, in the back corner, a human man sat alone. He wore simple clothes, dark pants, boots, and a jacket with many pockets. His face matched the pictures. It was Han. Hyun found a seat where he could watch the human. Han was drinking something dark from a glass. He looked tired. His eyes kept moving, watching everyone in the bar. He sat with his back to the wall. These were the habits of someone who was hunted. "I see him," Hyun whispered into his communicator. "He's alone." "Keep watching," Tak ordered. "We're almost there." Hyun studied the human. Han seemed ordinary. Not big, not small, not young, not old. But something about him made Hyun nervous. The way he held himself. The way his eyes missed nothing. "He doesn't look dangerous," Hyun said. "Neither does a spine viper until it strikes," Tak replied. 20 minutes later, the rest of the team arrived. They entered the bar one by one and took different positions. June at the door, Key near the bar, Nari by the side exit. Tak walked straight to Hyun's table and sat down. "Is that him?" Tak asked, not looking at Han. "Yes," Hyun said. "He hasn't moved. Just sits and drinks." Tak nodded. "I don't understand it. Why is this human worth so much? He looks like nothing special." "Maybe that's why he's good at hiding," Hyun suggested. "He doesn't stand out." Tak touched his communicator. "All team, move in slowly. Remember, we need him alive." The hunters began to close in. June blocked the main door. Key moved to cut off the path to the bar. Nari watched the side exit. Tak and Hyun stood up. Han noticed. His eyes narrowed as he saw them moving. He put down his glass slowly. "He knows," Hyun whispered. Han stood up. He looked directly at Tak. Then, to their surprise, he smiled. It was a tired smile, like he had been waiting for this. Tak walked toward Han's table. The rest of the team moved closer too. Han was now surrounded, with no way out. "Han of Earth," Tak said in a low voice. "We need you to come with us." Han sighed. "I was wondering when someone would find me." His voice was calm. "Who hired you?" "That is not your concern," Tak said. "I think it is," Han replied. "Because depending on who it is, this could go very differently." June moved closer, hand on his weapon. "You're coming with us, human. Easy or hard way." Han looked at each of them. "I have no fight with you. I'm just trying to have a drink in peace." "Peace is not an option," Tak said. "Our client wants to meet you." Han stood very still. His eyes showed no fear, only a deep tiredness. "I'd like to leave now," he said quietly. "That's not possible," Tak replied. Han nodded, as if making a decision. "I was afraid you'd say that." Without warning, Han's hand moved to his pocket. June pulled out his weapon. The room went silent. "Don't," Tak warned the human. "You can't win this." Han looked at the 5 hunters surrounding him. His shoulders dropped. "No," he said softly. "I suppose I can't. Not here. Put your hands where we can see them," Tak ordered. Han slowly raised his hands. "I'm not armed," he said. "I just want to." In one swift move, Han grabbed a bottle from his table and threw it at the ceiling light. Glass shattered. The corner of the bar went dark. Jun fired his weapon. A flash of blue light hit the wall where Han had been standing a second before. "He's moving," Hyun shouted. Han rolled under a table. Before anyone could react, he kicked it upward. The heavy table flew into June, knocking him back. Tak couldn't believe what he was seeing. No ordinary human could move that fast or be that strong. "Don't let him escape," Tak yelled. Kay jumped forward, but Han was ready. He ducked under Key's arm and struck him in the middle. Key gasped and fell to his knees. Han ran toward the side exit. Nari blocked his path, holding a stun rod. "Stop right there," she said. Han didn't slow down. Instead, he grabbed a chair and slid it across the floor. The chair hit Nari's legs, making her stumble. Han pushed past her and burst through the door. "After him," Tak shouted. The hunters ran into the busy street. People of all species moved about. Music played from shops. Food carts sent steam into the air. Han was nowhere to be seen. Hyun pointed. "There, he's heading for the market." They saw Han running through the crowd. He moved like water between the aliens, never slowing down. "Split up," Tak ordered. "Jung, go right. Hyun and Kea, left. Nari, with me. Corner him at the market square." The hunters moved into position. Nari pulled out a small device. "I'm hacking into the security system," she said. "We'll be able to track him." On her screen, small cameras showed different parts of the market. Han appeared on one, then another as he ran. "He's moving toward the food stalls," Nari said. Tak spoke into his communicator. "Jun, he's coming your way." "I see him," Jun replied. On the screen, they saw Jun step out in front of Han. Jun raised his weapon. But Han didn't stop. He ran straight at Jun, then dropped to his knees and slid on the wet floor. He passed right under Jun's arm and was up again in an instant. Jun turned to fire, but Han had grabbed a handful of spices from a nearby stall. He threw them into Jun's face. Jun coughed and rubbed his eyes. "He's heading for the transport bay," Neri said, watching her screen. "How is he doing this?" Key's voice came through the communicator. "He's just a human." "Clearly, he's not just a human," Tak replied. "All units converge on the transport bay." The transport bay was full of ships. Han ran between them, looking for an escape. The hunters closed in from all sides. Hyun was the first to reach him. He thought he had Han trapped between two cargo ships. But Han jumped up, grabbed a loading pipe, and swung himself over Hyun's head. Tak and Neri arrived just in time to see Han running toward a small ship. He was going to escape. Tak pulled out his weapon and fired. The shot hit the ship's door, melting the lock. Han couldn't open it. "It's over, human," Tak said. "No more running." Han turned to face them. His back was against the ship. All 5 hunters surrounded him again. This time there was nowhere to go. "Impressive chase," Tak said, breathing hard. "But now you have no more tricks." Han looked at each of them. Then, to their surprise, he smiled again. "Who said I was trying to escape?" he asked. The hunters looked confused. "I just needed to get you away from the crowded bar," Han explained. "Too many innocent people there." Tak felt a chill. The human hadn't been running away in panic. He had led them here on purpose. "Now," Han said, "we can really start." The abandoned warehouse was silent except for the sound of water dripping from old pipes. Dust floated in the air where light came through broken windows. This was where the chase had led them. Han stood in the middle of the large room. The hunters spread out, watching his every move. "You can't win against all of us," Tak said. "You fought well, but it ends here." Han looked tired but calm. "You don't understand what you're doing," he said. "Who hired you? Was it Yul?" Tak's eyes narrowed. "How do you know that name?" "Because Yul has been looking for me for a long time," Han answered. "But not for the reasons you think." Jun raised his weapon. "Enough talking. Let's take him and get our payment." "Wait," Tak held up his hand. "What reasons, human?" Han took a deep breath. "Yul stole something very dangerous, something that could kill millions. I've been tracking him." Hyun laughed. Nice try. You want us to believe you're the good one here. I don't care what you believe, Han said. But you should check who you're working for before you take a job. Tak shook his head. Our code is clear. We don't ask why. We just complete the job. Even if the job might help someone destroy entire worlds. Han asked. For a moment, doubt showed on Tak's face, but it quickly disappeared. Nari, is the trap ready? Tak asked. Nari nodded. She held a small control pad. All set. He can't escape. Good, Tak said. Human, this is your last chance. Come quietly. Han looked at each of them. I'm asking you one last time. Walk away from this. You don't know what you're getting into. Take him, Tak ordered. The hunters moved in. Han stood his ground. As June reached for him, Han moved with lightning speed. His fist struck June in the chest, sending him flying back. Kai attacked from behind, but Han ducked and spun, kicking Key's legs out from under him. Hyun threw a capture net. Han caught it and pulled hard, yanking Hyun forward. A quick strike, and Hyun was down. Nari pressed a button on her control pad. Blue energy fields appeared at all doors and windows. There was no way out. Impressive, she said, but you can't escape now. Han looked at the energy fields. I didn't expect less from professionals like you. Only Tak and Nari were still standing. Han faced them, ready to fight. You move like no human I've ever seen, Tak said. That's because you don't know much about humans, Han replied. Tak pulled out a small silver device. This is a neural disruptor, experimental technology. It will shut down your nervous system temporarily. That's against galactic law, Han said. Those are banned in 3 sectors. We're not in those sectors, Tak answered. Han's eyes darted around, looking for a way out. There was none. Last chance, Tak warned. Surrender. Han stood straight. I can't do that. Too many lives are at stake. So be it, Tak said. He activated the disruptor. A wave of invisible energy hit Han. He gasped and fell to his knees. His body shook as he fought against the device's effects. Your determination is admirable, Tak said, but futile. Han tried to stand, but couldn't. His muscles wouldn't obey him. Still, his eyes burned with defiance. You should have checked. Han struggled to speak as the neural disruptor took effect. Checked what? Tak asked, stepping closer. Han's hand moved slowly to his chest. My tags, he whispered before collapsing. Tak looked down at the unconscious human. Something about Han's last words bothered him. What tags? What was the human trying to tell them? Secure him, Tak ordered Nari. We're taking him to the ship. As Nari bound Han's hands, Tak couldn't shake the feeling that they had just made a terrible mistake. The asterisk Ghost Runner asterisk hummed as it moved through space. Inside the ship, Han lay unconscious in the secure holding cell. His arms and legs were bound with energy cuffs that glowed blue in the dim light. How long until he wakes up? Tak asked. Nari checked her scanner. The disruptor's effects should wear off soon. Maybe an hour. Good, Tak said. June, begin the prisoner processing. June, still sore from the fight, nodded. He entered the cell with a scanner to check for hidden weapons or devices. Be careful, Hyun warned. He's more dangerous than he looks. June started scanning Han's body. Nothing unusual so far, just a human. A human who took down 3 of us, Ki reminded him. He was holding ice to his swollen jaw where Han had hit him. June reached Han's neck and paused. Wait, there's something here. He pulled at a thin chain around Han's neck. 2 small metal tags hung from it. June removed the chain. What are those? Tak asked, stepping closer. Some kind of identification, June said, holding up the tags. They have writing on them. Tak took the tags and examined them. They were made of simple metal. Each had writing stamped into it. Can you read it? Key asked. Tak shook his head. It's in human writing. Nari, can you translate this? Nari took the tags and scanned them with her device. Basic information is clear. Name. Handu. Some numbers. Probably identification codes. That's all. Tak asked. No. Nari frowned. There's more, but it's encoded. I'll need time to break it. Do it, Tak ordered. I want to know what's on these tags. As Nari worked on the tags, a soft groan came from the cell. Han was waking up. His eyes opened slowly. He looked around, taking in his situation. The famous bounty hunters. Han said, his voice hoarse. I have to admit, the neural disruptor was unexpected. Tak approached the cell. You fought well, for a human. Han tried to sit up, wincing at the pain. And you fight dirty, for professionals. Tak held up the metal tags. What are these? Han's face changed when he saw the tags. Something like relief passed over his features, then a small smile. Those are my dog tags, Han said. Military identification. Military? Han asked. You're a soldier. Something like that, Han answered. Nari was still working on her device. I can't break this code. It's unlike anything I've seen. Very advanced encryption. Just military identification shouldn't need such security, Tak said, looking at Han with new suspicion. Han shrugged. Why don't you ask your client about them? I'm sure Yul would be interested to know what they say. Why would Yul care about your military tags? Key asked. Call him, Han suggested. See what he says. Tak studied Han's face. The human seemed different now, more confident, despite being captured. Nari, keep working on the code, Tak ordered. I want to know what's on these tags, and I want to know more about our client. Breaking protocol, Han asked. I thought your code was clear. Don't ask why, just complete the job. My code also includes being thorough, Tak replied, especially when the target seems too eager to be taken to the client. Han nodded slowly. Smart move. Tak turned to leave, but Han called after him. Tak, he said, when you find out what those tags say, you'll have a choice to make. I hope you make the right one. What does that mean? Tak demanded. It means, Han said, looking each hunter in the eye, that very soon you'll have to decide if the money is worth what comes after. A chill ran through the room. Even June, who rarely showed emotion, looked troubled. Yul isn't just a merchant, Han continued, and I'm not just a human. The sooner you understand that, the better chance we all have of surviving what's coming. Tak looked at the metal tags in his hand. Simple pieces of metal, yet they suddenly felt very heavy. Watch him, he told Kai. Don't talk to him. Don't listen to him. Just watch. As Tak left the room, he couldn't shake the feeling that the hunter had somehow become the hunted. 2 hours passed on the Ghost Runner *. Nari sat at her workstation, eyes fixed on her screen. Lines of code reflected in her eyes as she worked on the dog tag's encryption. Suddenly, she gasped. I got it. I broke part of the code. Tak, who had been checking their flight path, hurried over. What does it say? Nari's face had gone pale. You need to see this. The other hunters gathered around her screen. The translation appeared in glowing letters. Asterisk Commander Han do asterisk. Asterisk Earth Special Forces asterisk. Asterisk Extinction Prevention Unit asterisk. Extinction Prevention Unit. June read aloud. What is that? Tak looked troubled. I've never heard of it. There's more, Nari said. Look at his clearance level. Below the name was a series of symbols. Nari pointed to them. This gives him Alpha 1 clearance in 17 galactic sectors, she explained. That's the highest possible security level. How can a human have that? Key asked. They barely have ships that can reach nearby stars. That's what they want everyone to think, Nari said quietly. She pulled up more information on her screen. I did some research. Earth isn't what we've been told. Images appeared on the screen. Old reports, hidden files, classified documents. According to this, humans have been in space much longer than they publicly admit, Neri said. They've been operating in secret for centuries. That's impossible, Hyun argued. The Galactic Council only met humans 30 years ago. No, Neri corrected. That's when humans officially revealed themselves, but they were watching us long before that. Tak touched the screen, enlarging an image. It showed a human ship, much more advanced than any known human technology. And what about Yul? He asked. What did you find on him? Neri changed the screen. A picture of their client appeared, along with a long list of transactions. Yul has connections to the Black Crescent, she said. It's a weapons cartel. 3 months ago, they attacked a secure facility on Earth. What did they steal? Tak asked, though he feared he knew the answer. A bioweapon, Neri answered. Extremely dangerous. The reports say it could wipe out entire species if released. The room fell silent. Each hunter felt the weight of this new information. So Han is, Hyun started. He's not a criminal, Tak finished. He's tracking the weapon, trying to get it back. And we're helping the thief by capturing him, Ki added. Jun pounded his fist on the table. We've been used. You'll lie to us. Tak picked up the dog tags. They looked so simple, yet they had changed everything. We need to talk to the human again, he decided. When they returned to the holding cell, Han was sitting calmly on the bench. He looked up as they entered. You found out, he said. It wasn't a question. Tak held up the tags. Extinction Prevention Unit. What is that? Han sighed. Long ago, before humans met the Galactic Council, we found something. Ancient technology from a race that died out. They left us a warning and a task. What warning? Neri asked. That there are threats in this galaxy that most species don't know about, Han explained. Things that could end all life. The precursors made weapons to fight these threats, but the weapons themselves became dangerous. They chose humans to guard them. Why humans? Ki asked. They never told us, Han said. But for centuries, we've been keeping the galaxy safe from threats most never even know exist. Tak looked at the tags again. And Yul stole one of these weapons. Han nodded. A bioweapon that can target specific DNA patterns. In the wrong hands, it could wipe out any species Yul chooses. Why didn't you tell us this from the start? Jum demanded. Would you have believed me? Han asked. A human talking about secret missions and ancient threats. Tak had to admit he wouldn't have. Now you know, Han said. The question is, what will you do about it? Tak looked at his team. For the first time in their career as hunters, they faced a moral choice that their code didn't prepare them for. We need to decide, Tak said. Now, the team gathered in the ship's control room. No one spoke. Each hunter was lost in thought, weighing what they had learned against their professional code. The silence broke when the communication system beeped. A message was coming in. It's Yul, Neri said, checking the screen. Tak nodded. Put him on. The screen lit up. Yul's green-scaled face appeared. His yellow eyes gleamed. Tak, Yul said. Do you have the human? Tak kept his face blank. We do. Yul smiled, showing sharp teeth. Excellent. Bring him to these coordinates immediately. Numbers flashed on the screen. I'll transfer the payment when you arrive. We're on our way, Tak said evenly. As soon as the call ended, Jun exploded. Are we really going to hand him over? After what we learned? No, Tak said firmly. But Yul doesn't need to know that yet. Kai looked confused. So what's the plan? I want to hear more from our prisoner, Tak said. Bring him here. Minutes later, Han sat in the control room. His cuffs were still on, but the atmosphere had changed. He was no longer just a captive. Yul wants us to bring you to him right away, Tak explained. Han nodded. I expected that. The weapon is unstable. He needs me. What do you mean? Nari asked. The bioweapon Yul stole is incomplete, Han explained. It wasn't ready. Without the right stabilizing sequence, it will activate randomly. It could kill anyone, not just its targets, including Yul himself, Hyun realized. Exactly, Han said. He doesn't know that yet, but when the weapon starts showing signs of instability, he'll figure it out. And you know how to stabilize it? Tak asked. Han nodded. I'm one of the few who does. That's why he wants me. But I won't use that knowledge to help him target innocent species. So instead, the weapon just kills randomly. Jun asked. That doesn't sound better. There's another option, Han said. I can neutralize it completely, make it harmless. But I need to get to it first. Tak paced the room, thinking. You're asking us to break our contract. That's never happened before. I'm asking you to save countless lives, Han corrected, including your own. This isn't about money anymore. It's about survival. The ship's computer beeped, showing they were approaching the coordinates Yul had sent. We need to decide now, Tak said. Complete the contract or help the human. Nari spoke first. I've seen the data on this weapon. It's real and terrifying. I don't trust Yul, Hyun added. I never did. His eyes are wrong. Ki nodded. The human fought well. With honor. Yul hides behind others. All eyes turned to Jun, who usually followed rules without question. Jun touched his chest, where Han had struck him during their fight. The human could have killed me. He didn't. He pulled his punch. He looked at Han. Why? Because you were just doing your job, Han said simply. You didn't know the truth. Jun nodded. I believe him. Tak looked at each of his team members, then at Han. It seems we've made our choice. He removed Han's cuffs. Tell us about this weapon and how we can stop it. Han rubbed his wrists. Thank you. He moved to the ship's control panel. May I? Tak nodded. Han pressed several buttons, entering a complex code. What are you doing? Nari asked. Contacting my people, Han explained. If we're going against Yul, we'll need help. The screen changed, showing a symbol none of the hunters had seen before, a blue earth with stars around it. This is Commander Handu. Authorization Alpha 7, Echo 9, Han said. I've located the Nexus bioweapon. Requesting backup and containment protocol. A voice answered. Authentication confirmed. What's your situation, Commander? Han looked at the hunters. I have some new allies who chose to do the right thing. We're heading into a dangerous situation. Understood. Support is on the way. Stay safe, Commander. The screen went dark. Han turned to the hunters. Now let me tell you everything you need to know about what we're facing. The Ghost Runner moved silently through space toward Yul's coordinates. Inside, the mood had changed. The hunters and Han now sat together around the main table, planning their next move. Tell us more about your people, Tak said. If humans have been in space for centuries, how have you kept it secret? Han smiled. We're good at staying hidden. We learned from the precursors, the extinct race that chose you as guardians. Nari remembered. Yes, Han nodded. They left us technology and knowledge far beyond what most species have. But they also left us a warning. Share too much, too soon, and you risk everything. So the humans who joined the Galactic Council, Ki began, are showing only what we want others to see. Han finished. A young species, just finding their way in space. Meanwhile, our real ships and bases remain hidden. Like a mask, Hyun said. Clever. Han pulled a small device from his pocket. It projected a 3D image of a space station. This is where Yul is taking the weapon, Han explained. It's an old mining outpost, abandoned years ago, perfect for secret meetings. What's his real plan? Jun asked. Why steal a weapon that could kill anyone, including himself? He doesn't know it's unstable, Han said. And he's not keeping it. He's selling it. To who? Tak asked. A group called the Purifiers, Han said. They believe the galaxy should be cleansed of lesser species. Cleansed? Han looked shocked. You mean wiped out? Han nodded. They want to reshape the galaxy in their image. This weapon would let them target any species they consider inferior. Jun slammed his fist on the table. That's why the payment was so high. We were helping fanatics. You didn't know, Han said. Now you do. And you made the right choice. Tak studied the station image. What's your plan? We need to get in, secure the weapon, and neutralize it, Han said. My backup won't arrive for hours. We can't wait. So just the 6 of us against Yul and his guards? Ki asked. Yes, Han confirmed. But I have something that will help. He touched his dog tags, pressing them in a special pattern. They clicked open, revealing a tiny data chip. Han inserted it into the ship's computer. The screen filled with new information. Blueprints, security codes, weapon designs. This is amazing, Nari whispered, scrolling through the data. With this, we can bypass most of their security. My tags are more than identification, Han explained. They're an emergency kit. Information, tools, protocols. Tak looked impressed. Your people think of everything. We have to, Han said. We're the last line of defense against extinction-level threats. As they studied the plans, a new respect grew between them. The hunters watched Han work, seeing him in a new light. Not just a target, but a protector, a guardian. Jun, who had been quiet, finally spoke. I have a question. If humans are so advanced, why didn't you just escape when we first caught you? You could have beaten us. Han looked at him thoughtfully. Maybe, but at what cost? People would have been hurt, and I needed to find Yul, just like you did. He smiled. Sometimes the best way forward is together. A hunter knows when to work with others, Tak said, nodding. Even former prey. The ship's computer beeped. They were approaching Yul's station. It's time, Han said. He pulled out a small case and opened it. Inside were 5 small pins, each with the same symbol that was on his communication screen, Earth with stars around it. These will identify you to any human forces we meet, Han explained. They also have emergency beacons if we get separated. The hunters each took a pin. It felt like more than equipment. It was a symbol of their new alliance. So, Han asked, looking at each of them, are you ready to hunt the real enemy? Tak nodded, speaking for all of them. We are. Let's finish this. As the station grew larger in their view screen, the unlikely team prepared for battle. Former hunter and prey, now allies with a common purpose. The old mining station hung in space like a dark star. Lights blinked from only a few windows. The Ghost Runner approached slowly, sending the expected codes. Remember, Yul thinks you're delivering me as a prisoner, Han reminded the team. Act normal until we're inside. Tak nodded. Jun and Ki will appear to guard you. Nari, Hyun, and I will talk to Yul. Once we locate the weapon, give the signal, Han said. Then we move fast. The ship docked with a soft thud. The station's airlock opened to welcome them. Yul was waiting with 4 armed guards. Tak. Yul greeted them with a wide smile. You've done well. His yellow eyes moved to Han, who stood with his hands cuffed in front. And this is the troublesome human. As promised, Tak said. His face showed nothing. Where is our payment? First, bring him to my lab, Yul said. I need to confirm he's the right human. They followed Yul through empty corridors. The station was cold and quiet. Few lights worked. Their footsteps echoed on metal floors. Yul led them to a large room filled with equipment. In the center stood a clear container. Inside was a small silver cylinder, the bioweapon. There it is, Han whispered to Tak. Be ready. Yol turned to face them. Now, the human, he demanded, holding out his hand. Tak hesitated, then nodded to Jun and Ki. They brought Han forward. Yol stepped close to Han, studying his face. You've caused me much trouble, human. Not as much as you've caused the galaxy, Han replied. Yol laughed. Strong words from a primitive species. About that, Han said. He looked at Tak and nodded. In one swift move, Tak pulled out his weapon. The other hunters did the same. All 5 hunters now aimed at Yol and his guards. What is this? Yol hissed, backing away. A change of plans, Tak said. He unlocked Han's cuffs. Han rubbed his wrists and smiled at Yol. Surprise. Yol's guards raised their weapons, but they were outnumbered. Han moved quickly to the container with the bioweapon. You fools, Yol shouted. Do you know what I'm offering? Power. The power to decide which species lives and which dies. And who made you a god? Han asked, as he worked on the container. The strong decide the fate of the weak, Yol said. It's the way of the universe. No, Tak said. It's just the excuse of tyrants. Yol's face twisted with rage. He pulled out a hidden weapon and fired at Han. Tak jumped forward, knocking Han aside. The shot hit the wall. Jun and Ki fired back. The room filled with flashes of light as weapons discharge. Nari and Hyun moved to secure the bioweapon. Han and Tak cornered Yol while the other hunters handled the guards. It's over, Han said. The purifiers won't get their weapon today. You think you've won? Yol laughed. There are more weapons, more ways to cleanse the galaxy. The purifiers will find another way. And we'll be there to stop you, Han promised. Every time. With Yol and his guards captured, Han carefully neutralized the bioweapon. He entered a complex code that made the silver cylinder stop glowing. The threat was gone. Hours later, human ships arrived. Soldiers in advanced armor took Yol and his guards away. A science team secured the neutralized weapon. Han stood with the 5 hunters as they watched the human ships prepare to leave. What happens now? Tak asked. Han smiled and held out 5 new sets of dog tags. You proved yourselves today. Earth could use hunters like you. You're offering us jobs? Jun asked, surprised. The Extinction Prevention Unit needs people who can make the right choice, even when it's hard, Han explained. People like you. The hunters looked at each other. Then Tak stepped forward and took the tags. A new hunt, he said. But this time, for something worth protecting. One by one, the others took their tags too. As they put the chains around their necks, they became part of something bigger than themselves. Welcome to the team, Han said. The galaxy won't know you're protecting it, but we will. Tak looked down at his new dog tags. The metal caught the light from the stars outside. Simple pieces of metal that now meant everything. Next time, he said with a smile, just ask for our help. No need for the chase. Han laughed. Where's the fun in that? Together, the new team boarded their ship, ready to hunt the real threats that lurked in the darkness between stars.